Hello, good evening, and welcome. You are tuned into the Inview. My name is Clint Denyer. The Inview is very much about bringing to you news of the week, as well as amazing and surprising guests, which we do have tonight as well. I've got loads and loads of stuff to talk to you about tonight. But Nigel here. Hello, Nigel. All right, you okay? Yeah, good. Nigel has actually brought along a friend. He doesn't say a lot. He's in very meditative state. And I haven't got a name for him because Nigel didn't tell me what his name is. So, I mean, Nigel's been called Nigel, but it isn't his real name. But it's so long that I can't actually tell you what it is. If you can think of a name for Nigel's friend, which happens to be here, which he doesn't say very much, really, but he's given a lot of energy into this show tonight. The Inview is about bringing a concise and different opinion in today's world, which is very much about an understanding of belief system that we have within inside ourselves, not what you hear in the news, not all that rubbish. It's absolute garbage. I just actually want to just show you something. Right? I'm going to take my glass off for this because we've got an exclusive. This is Boris Johnson's new mask he wants us to wear. These are the new masks that we are supposed to wear, not the normal ones you normally buy. It's these ones. These are the ones they want you to buy. These are the masks that Boris wants you to get in future because this is about being withdrawn, lost, and zombified, basically. So, you know, I just wanted to show you that because I've been given this today, not by anyone in number 10. But by somebody that actually said that you need to release this on your show. So they are. The real masks are coming out, aren't they? The real masks are coming out. Oh dear. Patricia DeAngelis, all the way over in Sydney. Hello, how are you? It's great to have you on board. And she says, hi Clint, hi Nigel, and hi Pepe. Is that his name? Pepe, Nigel, do you think? Do you think that's his name? I don't know. He's not sure. He's not sure. And Nigel's a little bit out of the picture tonight because Pepe seems to be taking up the main ground. But we're calling Pepe for now. So, you know, Gemma Jane Brooks says, that mask is what I look like in the morning before coffee. Well, I'll tell you what, you don't want to see what I look like before coffee in the morning. But yeah, apparently that is the new mask. This is what everyone's wearing, apparently. This is what you're going to be compulsory made to wear. It's not a normal mask because you've got to be in fear because they drive loads of crap down your system. Absolute bilge. I'm fed up with COVID. Really, I'm absolutely sick to death of it because nobody knows what they're meant to be doing. Hello, Jason McCusbro's joined us. Nobody knows what they're meant to be doing. And, you know, we sit in a tangent place, really, where we're in transition point. And, you know, as we sit in that transition point, we are moving forward to something better, away from this imbecilic, crazy, bonkers people that put so many regulations and rules upon us, which actually make it very difficult because we get screwed in our heads. I don't know. We're meant to do this. We're not meant to do this. What do you think, Nigel? Nigel's actually said that he'd like to actually come on here and talk a bit to you. But you see, if Nigel came on and talked, he'd have to talk through your head because he talks through my head. And he's brought his friend Pepe. We're calling him Pepe because Patricia thinks that's a really good name. I think it is. He looks a bit of a Pepe-ish type person, doesn't he? And you know, he is actually an ambassador for the Ongolian. And that's a mouthful, isn't it? The Ongolian constellation, which is very near where Nigel comes from, which is about 14 dimensions from this planet. And it's amazing he gets here on time, but at least he don't have to rely on British Rail or any transport in this planet. Okay, so what's on the show tonight? And it's lovely to have you here as well. I'm going to call him Pepe. Why not? Let's call him Pepe. What's on the show tonight? We have got a lineup beyond belief as normal. At 7:15 tonight, Sylvie Nowell, who's been on before, she's a spiritual teacher, healer, And she gives great abundance and understanding. She's very switched on. She's very real. She's very down to earth, and she's on tonight at 7:15. 7:45 tonight, we've got the amazing Tonya Huntingwolf, who is a health coach and teacher, and Francis Greywolf, who is an actor, writer, storyteller, psychic readings, all manner of different things. And then at 8:20 tonight, we're going to have Warren Kaylor. Now, unfortunately, Warren Kaylor let me know a couple of hours ago that he couldn't be on tonight. So I hope he's okay. I hope everything's going all right. Warren Kaylor, I really am looking forward to speaking to him because he was coming on to about mediumship without limits, which would be really interesting. So we will catch up with Warren in the not too distant future. So it means, obviously, you know, this show doesn't run on time, as you know. It is very much about not running on time. So, you know, we'll have Sylvie on, and we'll have Tonya, and we'll have Francis Greywolf, and then we'll see where we sit. And at the end of it, we will have our very last guest tonight, which is I've never heard of this person, never spoke to him before. He sent me an email because he couldn't actually speak to me because it's very confidential, apparently. So I don't know. The amazing Tobias Fly. Tobias, what a name that is. Tobias Fly, International Spy. So I don't know where he's from. I don't know what he is. I don't know what he's doing. So Gemma Jane Britt says French alien. What, Pepe? I suppose he could be, yeah. He is from the Onglomerer constellation. Try saying that after a few drinks. Stella's joined us. Hello, Stella. How are you? Patricia says, remember that the dark doesn't want to be made conscious, and given that we are shining our light, it's going to be loud, very loud, until it's dismantled. You're right. Tonya Huntingwolf has joined us. Hi, everyone. Hello. And Gemma Jane Brooks says, does Pepe sit on the back benches, Tobias? I'm sure Tobias will come on and tell us later on, because he may have even been infiltrated to actually see what they are doing on the very back benches. Now, okay, right, it's getting very crowded in this studio, and it's very warm tonight. I don't know about you lot, but how are you sleeping out there? You know, I'm finding it really, really hard. It's very, very hot. You can't have any clothes on, basically. You can't have any covers on. It's so warm. It's unbelievable. I don't know how you're feeling out there, but it's just unbearable. But we're going to raise the temperature a little bit, because some of the stories I'm going to tell you tonight are a little bit on what you would call the racy side. Oh, he moved. Hey, you're right there, Pepe. He was wobbling a little bit there. Do you see that? Patricia says, no one puts Pepe in the back. And Gemma says, no one puts Pepe in the corner. Well, you know, he's got a very sullen look on his face. I have some stories to tell you. They're all a bit racy to start with, because we like to have fun on this program. And I'm sure some of you heard this, but this is a nudist bag nicked by a boar. This was a nudist trotting along behind a wild boar after it snatched a plastic bag containing his laptop. The sneaky sow and her two piglets already hogged a pizza from the man's backpack. Fellow sunbathers grunted with laughter. You know how they do this. Grunted with laughter. No, there's no sheep, Gemma. These are boars. These are boars, like pigs. And they squealed with delight when he finally caught up with a cheeky swine. The snout of order, oh God, scene was snapped by actor Adelaide Launster, who actually happens to be 60. What about that? Who put the picture on Facebook, where they were soon viral. Adelaide provided more details on Instagram, describing how the beast first pigged out on a pizza, then went looking for a dessert. And she added they found this yellow bag and decided to take it away. But the man who owned it realized it was a bag with his laptop. So he was very focused and ran behind the boars in order to get it back. Now, that doesn't sound an amazing story, does it? It does when I show you this picture. Because this is a nudist place, right? This is where people run around with nothing on. He's chasing a boar there who's got his laptop. and he's not wearing a thing. What about that? They are. I want to. My God. Gemma says sleep, not sheep. And Patricia Anderson says, I saw that nudist. It hurt my eyes. Now I can't unsee it. My cousin says, I don't know what he means by that, but he says Pepe La Pew. Are you Pepe La Pew? What do you think about that? Is that? Oh, I don't think he likes that. I'm not sure about that. University freshers even, are banned from bonking under a virus crackdown. Randy students who risk breaking rules for a bunk up face fines up to £800. 800 quid. And they're not allowed to enjoy themselves in this reality. Do you know what I mean? Guidelines something on having parties and overnight visitors at their Bristol University halls. Now undergraduates are restricted to a bubble of 12 to 15 students in their accommodation. Well, I think that's quite enough for some sort of fun to happen, isn't it? You know, but they could still end up with an £800 fine. Students are told you will not be allowed to have anyone other than those in your living circle. Oh, no. Pepe's fell over. Are you all right, Pepe? It's all right. We'll put you back up. Don't worry. You didn't see that. No, I know. Pepe Le Pew. That's what they're saying now. We're still on the sex theme. Sorry about this, but I mean, it adds a bit of fun, doesn't it, really? Cows are as shy as... Apparently, did you know this? That cows are as shy as most humans about having sex in public, due to the fear of others getting in the mood to join in. Scientists say it's down to evolution. Well, of course it would be, wouldn't it? You know, over time, animals of many species have not mated as successfully in front of prying eyes. So cows actually need a bit of a blanket up before they actually have a hunk up. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Gemma says how they prove that. I know. I totally agree. It's a ridiculous story, but, you know, it adds a bit of humour because I'm refusing to talk about COVID-19 tonight because I'm bored with it. My God, am I so bored with COVID-19? It says experts from the Max Planck Institute in Germany studied the mating practices of 249 human cultures and 34 animals, and they find a striking uniformity. So they found it very similar, basically. There is a story I want to come to here, which really does get on my tits, to be honest. And this is this balmy new lockdown, baffling new northern lockdown rules. And I know Patricia DeAndre says, I think Pepe has been drinking. You haven't been drinking, have you? No, he doesn't seem to be. He seems to be all right. Are you okay? Yeah. Yeah. He seems to be all right. He elevates himself on fresh air. And Gemma says the cows need the lights off, obviously. Well, they must do it a lot when it's dark then. But, you know, I don't know. Have you walked past field when cows are doing it, when bulls are mating with cows? Obviously, I've seen it in my time, must admit. But this no sex in home, but a hotel is fine. This is bonkers. This is how... I'm not going to swear, all right? This is how ridiculous and stupid this situation has got in this country. Baffling new northern lockdown rules mean couples who do not live together can have sex in a hotel, in a campsite, or a B&B, but they cannot in their homes. They cannot do it in their homes, or garden sheds, or gardens, or sheds, or houseboats. Emergency coronavirus restrictions imposed on the region last week were signed into law yesterday. I'm sure they weren't. I'm sure it's a load of old bollocks, to be honest. Absolute load of rubbish. I've never heard anything in all my life. They also mean all amateur football matches, five-a-sides, and even training sessions are banned. Probably because they all might jump in the shower together. Do you know what I mean? The confusion new rules have been greeted with disbelief. Harry Price, who happens to be 32, I just want to tell you that because that's what it says his age is, A customer service worker from Altrincham in Greater Manchester said, "This is yet more madness. I'm not allowed to have my girlfriend stay over, but I can book in with her in a hotel where I'll bump into dozens of strangers. It will be good business for the hotels, but it is completely baffling. I can go to the pub, but I can't go to a friend's house. These rules don't make any sense. I don't know how they expect us to follow them. Technically, I can still jet off on holiday, but I'll be fined £100 if I step foot in my mum's garden." Oh my God. I mean, look, this is just beyond belief. It's just gone to complete stupidity. What we are actually in a twilight zone, and that twilight zone is the fact that we are in Dominic Cummings' head. What we are actually witnessing in our reality is actually what's in Dominic Cummings' head. Bear in mind, Dominic Cummings, who has actually broke the law again. He has gone to ban whatever castle he's gone to. He's gone up there again, and regardless, do you know what I mean? So, you know, no sex in the home. Guide to lockdown rules in Manchester. You can't do it in a houseboat. You can't do it in a garden. You can't do it in yards, and you can't do it in passages. But you can do it in a hostel or campsites or a B&B. You can meet up in a pub, but you can't meet up in your mum's garden, all right? Or pal's house. In sport, you can go to the pub and play darts and pool, but kids, teams, five-a-side, and games in the park are banned. I'll tell you what, I don't swear very often, but I'll tell you, it's a fucking load of crap. That's what it is. This government treat us with absolutely imbecilic shit. Do you know what I mean? Absolute rubbish. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm sick to death. You've got Boris Johnson, who basically needs to be in a comic. He shouldn't be running anything. He can't even run himself to the toilet without somebody opening the door for him, who we were speaking to from the back benches last week. There's another story here, and it's not, I haven't chosen all these because they all happen to mention sex, but a cop faced a sack after she was accused of performing oral sex on a sergeant at their police station. PC Gemma Dix, quite convenient name, really, aged 28, obviously because they mention her age, allegedly engaged in sexual acts with Mary Sergeant Adam Reed, who's got no age, actually, so he could be any age, on numerous occasions at work. Their fling came to light after Reed, 40, was accused of taking sneak photographs of women's feet in his office. Oh, dear. In the following investigation, Sergeant Reed admitted he had a foot fetish, and his 10-month fling with PC Dix was uncovered. So his dick was, PC Dix was uncovered. He had a foot fetish. I'm sorry. I don't get it. I'm man of the world and everything else, but foot fetishes? What's that about? How can somebody like someone's feet? I do know it happens, but, you know, Gemma James Brooks said, "It wasn't me, by the way." And Patricia DeAndre says, "Bah ha ha, she may have been taking dictation." Oh, dear. And it's not the only one with a foot fetish, I can tell you. Foot fetish, and he bursts with ecstasy. Prince Andrew, who is not out of the limelight, who is actually going to prison, hopefully, because he's a low-life scum of the earth that doesn't deserve to be breathing our air, all right? Prince Andrew has a foot fetish and bursts with ecstasy, apparently, during sex. What did he blow up? Do you know what I mean? I know that they're reptilian, but Virginia Roberts alleges they romped in London when she was 17, which the Duke denies. Because he wasn't there, because he was actually buying a pizza in Woking, apparently, with his family. Now 36, this is not Prince Andrew, this is Virginia Roberts. She wrote that Andrew was obsessed with her toes, but that she drew a line at extreme fetishes involving her tongue and feet. What do you think? I tell you what, Nigel's not impressed. Nigel's not impressed, I tell you. I know there are people with foot fetishes, but I can't think of anything. I can't see how you can get excited about somebody's feet, to be honest. The claims part of a defamation case against Ghislaine Maxwell, settled out of court in 2017, were in papers released last week. Maxwell, 58, is accused of grooming girls for billionaire paedophile Jeffrey Epstein, who died in jail last August. So we will watch this space, won't we, with that? I mean, my God, there's a lot of sort of sexual stuff there, but hey, that's what it's all about. It's what makes the world go round. But let's not take away from the fact that everyone has different feelings. Patricia DeAngeli says feet are ugly. They certainly are. Gemma Jane Brooks says Tramp nightclub opens at the time Pizza Express in Woking closes. Absolutely. So he probably was in Pizza Express, and then he happened to go to Tramp nightclub. Have any of you out there experienced the cut price food, right? Because obviously, Rishi, whatever his name is, this Tory, I think has done a reasonable job to a degree, but he is being run by Boris, which is worrying. Boris the clown, which means that everything is half price when you go and eat somewhere Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. If you don't try it, you should do, because the food is great and you're paying a lot less. And I know that people are taking up that offer. Just to let you know, very shortly we have got coming up Sylvia now, who will be on my phone very shortly. Just staying with Prince Andrew because this story won't die. Yeah, Tonya says Boris is a real clown. You're not kidding. He couldn't organise a piss up in a brewery. He is the most unconventional, disorganised, unstable person to run this country ever. And you see that luckily he doesn't have to run the country because he has Dominic Cummings who does it for him. Don't worry, Boris, I'll sort it out. The other story here with Prince Andrew was that witness Shakuri Walker, who's got no age apparently, has no doubts it was Prince Andrew she saw dancing with teenage sex slave Virginia Giffey at nightclub because she said sorry to him after stamping his foot. Another foot fetish, isn't it? Shakuri said she turned to apologise after a mishap on the dance floor at Tramp, which Gemma has already said. Actually, when that shuts, when Pizza Express shuts, Tramp opens, and she had a face-to-face with the prince. Gemma says, complains the UK is obese, then hands out meals and vouchers. Yeah, I know. Tonya says, Dominique Cummings. I like that. That's quite good. Rinky, oh, we have a phone call. I wonder who this is. On the phone, we should have young Sylvie. Hello, Sylvie.
Clint.
How are you? Have you been listening?
Yes, I have been listening.
It's mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad.
It is. The world's mad at the moment, isn't it?
It is completely. But, we have to bring a bit of humour and, unfortunately...
I like Pepe. I think he's great.
He's great, isn't he? He's not saying a lot, actually, but, he's just sitting there and taking it all in.
A very expressive face, I might add.
A very expressive face. He's got a very expressive... Yeah, I suppose he has, really, yeah.
Yeah, very gentle, very kind.
Yeah. I'd like to think he's sort of moulded on me, but I don't know. But, how are you, Sylvie?
I'm all right. I've got a few allergies at the moment, so you have to excuse me if I have a coughing fit. But
that's right. You haven't got COVID or anything, have you?
Who knows? Who cares?
Well, I mean, to be honest, I don't know anyone who has had COVID, to be honest.
Well, if you die, they put it on your death certificate.
Yeah, they would. Yeah, I broke my leg, but I've died. But actually, you got COVID.
Yeah. Well, some friends of mine, she works in the care home, and he works travelling around. He got tested negative, and she was positive.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
7 days indoors, and it all went.
Wow. And
When
obviously,
we think about it, Boris was in the hospital with it.
yeah, well,
And the
I mean,
missus
to be honest,
pregnant,
was he
negative.
really? Was he really there? That's the thing.
Well,
You know, I mean, what about that poor man? I can't remember his name off the top of my head, which is terrible. Kate Garraway's husband.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
He's still there.
Yeah, but most of the people who are seriously ill who passed away have had underlying other conditions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which has sort of implemented it. I mean, I've got diabetes. I was in high risk, and I can't say anything about my council because they kept sending me food parcels every week.
Well, that's all right. That's okay.
They were really good to me, and they kept ringing me up, making sure I was okay.
They didn't send you vodka and cigars and that as well?
No. No, but they did. They sent me nice tins of stuff and milk and sugar and all
lovely.
that. But, you know, it was nice. It was the thought that counted.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
well, obviously, I mean,
much out of the country, do you? So
well, I know, but you know, at times of need, I know a lot of people pull together at a time of crisis, which, to a degree, has been created to happen. Basically,
yeah, it's people in local communities rather than governments.
Yeah,
because they don't give monkeys about you. But
no, they don't give. They don't care. Nobody cares. That's the thing, you know. And we have compassion.
Well, I mean, I was thinking to myself earlier today, we've been all taught from childhood to detach from our emotions.
Yeah.
And this COVID has frightened so many people. I think it's made them look at themselves and realise that people are more important than things. So they're starting to get
that's very
to their
true, isn't it?
Again.
How true is that? That is so true. It's the fact that actually life is more important than money or the house or the car or anything, really.
Correctly.
Because, you know...
We've been taught it from childhood, right from childhood. We've been conditioned all the way through, and now it's starting to turn around.
Yeah.
So I think, basically, although this COVID is horrendous, I think the publicity has been worse.
Well, it's a fascist. It's been a fascist propaganda campaign.
I think it's going to go against them. I think it's going to shoot them in the foot, which is what I said to you last time I was on here. And I think that people are starting to... They've been so scared that they're looking at their lives and valuing them differently.
They are. And there's a lot of people that live in cities that are now moving out of the cities to go to the country.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's plenty of room. I mean, there is enough room.
Yeah, of course there is, yeah.
Everybody, and everything needs to be improved, like the railways, the buses, and communities, and there shouldn't be any homeless. I mean, it's disgusting, really.
Oh, it is. I spoke about it so many times in this program. The homeless and missing people in this country is absolutely huge, and no one ever talks about it. It's brushed under the carpet. You know, regardless of if they were enforced homeless or they unfortunately had to do it themselves, they are people. They are souls. Do you know what I mean?
You're not. You are actually. I mean, I've been disabled for a long time, as you know, and I've been on disablement for life. Well, they suddenly decided they're taking it away from me, and I've got.
Well, that's nice. Why are they doing that? That's disgusting.
Because they changed the law. So I've got to go through all the interrogations and medicals again.
Oh, for God's sake.
No, listen to this one. So she rang me up and she said, we'll start your interview. Would you like to claim under the special rules, but you can only claim if you know you're going to die within 6 months?
What?
Yes, that's what she said.
That is ridiculous.
I know. I said, well, how would I know? She said, do you want to claim up, but you've got to die before the 6 months is out? I said, no, I don't think so. She said, okay, next question.
What a question to ask.
Oh, that's on the script.
It's just wrong.
I know.
There is an agenda to get rid of a vast percentage of the population, 95%, basically.
Well, if you're over 65 and upwards, then they don't want to know, do they?
No, of course they don't. They don't want to know. They don't want to know about the elderly. They don't want it. Not the elderly, sorry.
I was 69 on Friday. So
yeah, well, you sound young for it, Sylvie. I know we go back a long way, and I know you have immense wisdom and knowledge. You're not going anywhere yet, so, you know.
No, I know.
But they also don't care about the young. They don't care about the young. They don't care about the old. What they care about is the people in between who are out there that they can earn money from.
Yeah, and tax them.
Yes.
And go out and spend money so they can charge whatever they're
Do you know what
drinking
is the most ridiculous thing that we
Yeah.
live in this huge bubble of crap?
Yeah.
Is the fact that we're born, we're given a national insurance number. When we're old enough, we actually then go out and we buy things. When we go out and buy things, we pay tax. When
Yeah.
we go out to work, we pay tax. And, you know, whatever we do, when we go out to eat, we pay tax. If we buy something, we pay tax. And, you know, that goes on throughout life. When you buy a house, you pay tax. When you buy a car, you pay tax. Whatever you do in this country, you pay tax. Now, when you die, you think that's it. But you still have to pay bloody tax.
Yeah.
It's
well,
ridiculous.
I don't know what these people think they're going to do with the money. You know, they've only got so many years to live.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with it? What good is it doing them?
I know. Gemma
I
Jane,
just don't understand the mentality.
Gemma Jane Brooks is watching, listening, says if it's so bad and the second wave is coming, I'm sick to death of the first wave, but bad enough. The second wave is coming. Why are they taking down the Nightingale hospitals? And Jason McCusbro says, once this so-called pandemic is mostly over, as I feel it will be treated like a new flu, people will just revert back to pre-pandemic.
Well, I don't think they go back as much as what they were. They were just sheep before. I don't think they're all...
Yeah, you're right.
You know, I mean, the thing is, it's got to have woken something up in them, even if they say, I haven't got a job and I've got to go and find one, you know, and suddenly they're in a different category of life. They haven't got that regular paycheck.
Did you say different category of lies?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Because the person that actually is putting together the pandemic and everything else, actually sits in number 10 and is not an official member of Parliament.
Yeah.
Mr. Dominic Cummings.
Yeah. Well, there's many like him all over the world, I'm afraid.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, they have their own pre-get-together, don't they?
They do. Well, it's been a hard year for most people anyway.
Yeah, I mean, anyone buying a diary this year, they would have thrown it in the bin, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Mind you, in order to have change, there has to be a certain amount of suffering and sacrifice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it does bring change eventually, doesn't it?
So as a highly evolved spiritual being you are, which I know you are, how do you feel that this will pan out for the rest of the year?
Well, personally, I'm not sold on the COVID thing particularly. I think it's just I do think it's man-made.
It's a smokescreen.
Brain of flu where they're just making, they're just pulling strings to get what they think they want. But I think it's got out of hand. And I think people are more, as I say, looking at their lives in a different manner, which is a start before to them changing and looking at their own feelings and emotions.
Yeah.
People around them instead of this me mentality that we've got.
Which does sit there. And there's a lot of sheep.
Yeah.
There's still a lot of sheep. There's still a lot of people believe everything they say on BBC News.
I know. And they also don't think they should think themselves. If somebody in authority or they think is in authority says something, they think they're automatically right instead of saying, what are you talking about? Explain. Well, yeah. They don't.
I agree. I completely agree. And as a spiritual person that you are, I mean, I know with myself that, when this came out, I thought it's a load of rubbish. It's a load of tosh. I don't believe a word of it.
No, I don't.
And there's so many people out there feel the same.
Well, I know 3 lots of people who, it doesn't make sense to me that one's got flu and the other, COVID, and the other one hasn't, and they're living together as partners, husband, wife, blah, blah. And if it's so contagious that we've all got to wear masks, how come the other partner don't get it?
I know.
That don't make sense to me.
It doesn't. Did you see the mask I wore earlier on, which is the new mask they want everyone to wear?
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you was mucking about.
No, the new mask that everyone wants to wear, which actually is you have got to look in fear as well now.
Oh, for God's You're pulling my leg, Clinton.
I am. Yeah. Tonya Hunting Wolf is on a bit later on. We have to start to be. We have to start to not be compliant.
No, we don't. We don't need to be compliant.
And a lot of people aren't. They're not doing it.
We need to think for ourselves. We need to actually use our brain cells.
Yes. But the problem is that a lot of people haven't had to use them, have they, in our reality?
Well, no, they haven't, because there's everything against us. The education has brought us down. The food that we eat has done the brain cells.
Yeah.
Authority, bullying, fear, everything. And people have got to realise that, you know, you have to fight the bully back, because most bullies at heart are cowards.
Oh, completely. You can imagine if you turn up in Boris Johnson's office.
Oh, he'd wet himself.
He'd crap himself.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I don't believe in it. You say, Boris, and he want loads of people around him to protect him.
Yeah, and they would.
Yeah, they would.
Why? I mean, I often watch these people on television who, you know, like gangsters and that, and they say, go and kill that person now. I think, what kind of wage do you get paid that you're quite happy to go and get killed?
I know.
It's ridiculous.
It is. I totally agree. Patricia De Angelis has been listening, is going very shortly. She's listening all the way over in Sydney. She says, go to sleep now. Sorry, I can't stay up to watch. Love the show and everyone in it. Thank you, Clint, Nigel, and Pepe, who's in deep contemplation. Have a great night, and I'll catch up next time. That's very nice. So.
Well, no, Patricia, sleep well.
Yeah, absolutely. But the world is small, isn't it? And, you know, in relation to where we sit, in relation to the world itself, this false propaganda, how people do not get it, I do not understand. But I do feel what you're saying, that there is a spiritual core element in people that is actually rising in a tide within people to say, I don't believe this shit. Do you know what I mean? Which means
we've been conditioned for, I wouldn't like to say how many years, and possibly even centuries.
Yes.
And we, as you know, we are spirit within a physical body, so we are aware. If we turn towards our inner self and look at what we are inside, and now these things that are happening now are making people confused, because there's no direct line of instruction coming from government or whatever country you're in, whatever you want to apply to. So therefore they are forced to look within themselves. Yeah. And that's a glimmer of light that's starting to glow. Yeah. So it's got to improve, because once that door's open and a bit of light shines in the dark, you want to investigate further, don't you?
You do. And the thing is that I know the very young person you are and the young soul you are, your time on this planet, you've seen many things like I have as well. Yeah. And, you know, you can probably see through the spiritual core element of what you are.
Yeah.
It's the fact that, you know, yes, you said it earlier on. We have to go down a big hole to then find the invisible ladder to climb out.
Yeah.
To then be who we're meant to be. And a lot of people on this planet are not going to be at the end of this, I don't feel.
Well, there's too much fear. They've drummed up too much fear.
So did the Nazis in 1930.
Yeah. They did. It's all of it. It's all bullying of some one description or another.
But it's also mental torture and damage for so many people.
Yeah.
You know, when you go out and if you don't wear a mask, people look at you and think you're weird.
Well, I must admit, I went out a couple of weeks ago down where I live, and I live near the sea. And
you're in a lovely part of the world, I know. Yeah.
Nobody was wearing a mask.
Nobody was wearing a mask. Well, I'm not surprised.
No. I never even give it a thought, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah. Well, you don't think, keys, wallet, phone, mask. You don't think of it, do you?
I don't even own one.
No. I agree. But actually, you know, what the interesting thing is that when people say I haven't got a mask on, you can actually say I have, is etheric. It's ethereal. You can't see it.
That's a good one. Yeah, think of that one.
My cousin Rose says common sense is being taken over by the new common sense in the light of sheeple. Imagine extraterrestrials wanting to visit. Sod that Shibbolden. I'm going to the moon. Far more interesting. Unfortunately, they're here. They've been here a long time. And they're part of the big picture, if you like, in relation to what's going on. And, you know, all the events that happen in the world, it's a bit like the terrible thing that happened in Beirut, the enormous loss of 150 lives and a lot of people hurt and everything. I mean, you know, they're all, it's like Black Lives Matter and all the other things that come along. They are things to hide, to take people's attention span away onto something else, to take it away from what they're actually doing.
Yeah.
So as a spiritual person in relation to yourself, because I know you've been writing a book, I know you've got a website running and everything else. And I know I'm going to do a blog for you on there as well. I know you're probably going to kick me ass basically because I haven't done it yet.
No, not at all. We've all had things to do. We've all been slowed down with all this paraphernalia. Yeah, carry on.
But your journey has been an immensely difficult one. You've had to move many times. You've had mountains to climb, and you know, I know with the times we've spoken to each other, and I'm not going to go into that, but you know, in relation to, you know, feeling lost then found again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
how would you convey that in what you've been through in relation to people that are listening maybe tonight that are not as spiritually switched on as yourself?
Well, I mean, there's a certain amount of us, we have to go through karma.
Yeah.
Karmic relationships, because I know there's controversy over past lives. I know that I've had past lives because I remember some of them.
Yeah.
And I've also had been taken under in hypnosis or mediumistic trance to investigate a few more. But we do have to balance up the scales. We've got the law of cause and effect, which is universal.
Yeah.
Karma is the balancing of it. I mean, it's not somebody sitting there saying, you know, you done something wrong back in 1226, so you've got to pay it back in 2009 or something. It's you say when you get to spirit and you say, I've done this, I messed up there and I've done that wrong, so I'll go down and live another life and I'll have that happen to me and I'll balance the books that way.
Yeah.
So my life, I must have had a certain amount of karma. My guides tell me that I've paid a lot of it back. But there's also the other side of the coin, Clint, as I'm sure you know, that sometimes as we're older souls, we come back and choose to do this work.
Well, that is
and
the key.
And we give people the opportunity to not mess up.
Yeah.
We're there to say, you know, here's the light. Don't go towards the dark.
Yeah. I agree.
It's not as black and white as I've just said it.
Yeah.
No pun intended there. But basically, it gives people. I mean, we're always given second chances, third chances by the spirit world because they've got unconditional love for us. They don't want to hurt us. They want to show us the way. That's why we've all got guides. And so I think, in some respect, when we're a light worker, we are there to give people or act as a catalyst to send them down the right path in their life and destiny.
Yeah, and you know, yes, it is a difficult journey, but you know yourself, as I do as well, with the amount of people you helped over the years, as well as I have, and I know a lot of people out there will understand as well. That a lot of people say to me, "Why has my life been so hard when I have so much gift?" Because you have gift, and part of the process is, you know, your soul. Many of us, you know, in souls, we're sitting here, and they said, "Oh, you're going to Earth," and we're all sitting there thinking, "Oh God, not again." Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Have we really got to go back there again?
Yeah, it's the worst playground in the universe.
Oh man, it's terrible. And even in the situation we're in with all the completely imploding situation, what's going on the Earth, it's part of the plan of why we're here.
Yeah.
And it is about wheeling out the rubbish, and it is about renewing ourselves through karma. And
yeah,
it is
rebirth, everything. But I do want to point out, and I know this quite categorically from my guides, that we're not forced to come down. This is our own choice.
Absolutely.
Our spirit within, it is our own choice. Nobody's standing there at the gates of heaven or whatever people believe to say, that's it, you done wrong there. You know, you tripped that person up at school, so you've got to go back and do this.
We do. You're absolutely right. We do have that choice, and we made that choice. Now, sometimes that's the hardest thing for somebody to understand who they are is actually admit that actually they made decisions to do what they did.
Yeah. But they're also given the strength by their guides and loved ones in the spirit world.
Yeah.
To help them through that difficult time.
Because what you've got to look at is, as you know yourself, Sylvie, it's the fact that we're in a human form. We're just having a spiritual experience. This is just a vehicle, a body we're in.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, we've been blades of grass, and we've been trees, and we've been all sorts of things in the past. We haven't always been human or being-like. It depends where we wanted to go. We might want to come back as a tree and just chill out for a long time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and get chopped off.
Well, yeah. I know. Well, especially if in the Amazon rainforest, yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. People do it in their back gardens too, without thought of anybody else.
That's true. And what people don't realise is what nature is the key. I say it so many times. Forget about gods. Nature is everything.
Yes. If only we would have taken notice. I mean, I had 13 ducks born in my garden.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, but unfortunately, and this is through COVID, the seagulls picked off 6 of them.
Really? So the seagulls come down and ate them?
Yeah, but the thing is, you see, if man hadn't overfished in the seas, their natural habitat for food, they wouldn't have come inland. And because of COVID, there's no tourists.
Yeah, I know.
So they've got they ferret about. You can't really blame anything because nature's nature.
They're scavenging, aren't they?
Yeah, well, no, they're feeding, really.
Yeah.
As I said, man has took away their natural habitat of food. Yeah.
And exactly the same, near where I am in Burnham-on-Sea, there is hundreds of thousands of seagulls there, but there's no one in COVID eating pie and chips.
Yeah.
So they're all just taking anything they can get hold of, basically. So people have got chips in their hand and they just come down and take them.
Yeah, because the seas are empty, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because we take more than we should.
Yes, we do. And all the laws are ridiculously stupid on that. I don't know them all, but I know the laws are ridiculous in relation that you can only catch a certain amount and we only have a segregated area we can go to.
Yeah, but other countries don't do that. Other countries come in and fish in our...
I know.
So there's not enough food to go around. It's like the poor in Africa and India and everything else. You know, all these other countries, even in our own. I mean, there's not enough food to go around because it's not divided properly because money is the most important thing.
Yeah, and that's why you've got your third world countries, which shouldn't be a third world country.
Well, I don't think we're far behind it, to be honest.
No, well, I agree. The only thing I'd say with that is the fact that, you know, when you walk in a supermarket, there's not one packet of biscuits, there's millions of them. There's not one packet of tea, there's millions of them. There's not one packet of...
I know, I was talking about the poor of the country. The kids are starving, the mums...
I know. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, I haven't got it on here tonight, I haven't brought it up, but, I mean, you know, today there would be something like 25,000 people die of starvation in the world.
Yeah.
And, you know, we're throwing things away because it's out of date.
Well, more die like that than COVID. And yet they're making such a hullabaloo about this, but they don't care about everybody else.
Of course they don't. They don't care about the people that are killing themselves every day. They don't care about the people that are dying of starvation.
Yeah.
You know, all these... It's a massive agenda going on here that is way above than anything that's portrayed in any news whatsoever, that most people understand of a massive dark hidden agenda, which obviously, I mean, I was joking about it, but it's very serious. I mean, Prince Andrew and all these dirty, lecherous, horrible, paedophilic bastards that want hanging. Do you know what I mean? That go right up into Parliament, right up into power, because they do what they want. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and we all let them.
Yeah, we all let them. Absolutely, I agree. I completely agree. But when you watch, I watched Al Jazeera today, and you know, people are rioting all over the world. I mean, Beirut, right? With what happened there, it's a terrible thing that happened. But they're all in absolute humongous state of cataclysmic change. It's a country that's been war driven for years and years and years.
Absolutely, I remember when it first started.
Yeah, and you know, you've got other countries around the world that are up in arms in relation. I mean, there's not many countries in this world right now, including loads in America, that are not campaigning against something that's not right.
Yeah.
And then we have something that I see this week, early in the week, I think it's on GMTV, where there was a reporter on a boat following a dinghy that was coming across from France to this country, and they were saying, oh, well, French didn't do anything; it just ferried them out, and obviously the British side, they took them in. The thing is, what people don't realise, this story is massive, because it's not just about them; it's about the millions and millions and millions and millions of people that have been displaced through the war games of the rich, basically.
Exactly. I couldn't agree with you more.
And these poor people travelling across the English Channel, paying $5,000 a piece by charlatans to come to this country because it is the best place to come. I'll tell you what, I don't know why all of us aren't getting in boats to leave this country, to be honest.
I would if I could, I tell you.
Oh, God. I mean, we look at the sky at night. I was talking to Patricia, I think, last week, a week before. We look at the sky at night and we're saying, for Christ's sake, come down and beam me up.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, it is wrong how we sit. Completely wrong.
I just wonder how much longer the general public are going to take it.
Well, I do feel that they've swallowed a pill, a lot of them.
Yeah.
But I do feel that they will come out of their dazed situation to actually open themselves up.
They need to question what's going on.
Yeah.
Instead of standing there and just accepting without a question, saying, why am I doing this?
I mean, can you ever imagine that we'd have a prime minister like Boris?
No. But then there's been quite a few that don't mix.
Well, they're all the same. David Cameron, you know, the same. Tony Blair, Teflon Man. You know what I mean?
He needs to be in prison too.
Well, he does. Yes, because he killed thousands of people by a phony war, basically. Because basically he shafted George Bush at the time.
Yeah. It's all wrong.
It is all wrong. But I think it's really important that there needs to be a medium that we can talk about it properly, rather than let's talk about it safe, because that's why this show exists. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Absolutely.
And with yourself in the work you're doing, you've just written a book, I think, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
Fantastic. And you've got a website going and everything that as well. I want to move slightly away from that and talk about you now.
No, I'm doing okay. As I say, it's been quite a year this year. I've had a lot of people in trouble contacting me for help, which I've done. So it's kind of slowed me down on all the technical stuff that I'm doing online.
Yeah.
But I'm pleased in a way that people are starting to look at life differently. They're realising that money's not so secure as what they first thought.
Well, no, because when we're in lockdown, we don't need any of it, really. As long as you...
No, I mean, the thing is, it's not so much... Obviously, we all need money. but it's the love of money that's wrong.
Yeah.
This obsession with money. Money is power. Money will buy me anything.
Yeah.
Well, it won't. It won't buy you anything. It won't buy you good health. It won't buy you air to breathe. It won't buy you love.
No.
Well, not true love, anyway.
No, I agree. I completely and utterly agree with you.
And this is where people have got to start looking at themselves and looking at their own, where they are going in their life and what it's all about. It's no good making a pile of money and being the richest person in the graveyard.
Yeah, because when you go, you haven't got it with you.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean anything.
No.
What it means is when you go, it's what you've done, how you've interpreted what you carry inside yourself in this reality to be who you're meant to be.
Well, that's why people don't want to look, because they have to take responsibility of their actions.
Yeah.
I think this life is all there is to it, and then once they're off this planet, then they're in a dark hole or something, or they're going to be forgiven all their sins. Well, they're not going to be forgiven because it's cause and effect, and you have to pay the price.
Absolutely, I totally agree.
It's the universal laws, and you can't. Nobody, spirit or otherwise, can go against those laws.
No, I completely agree.
But people don't want to know because then they've got to take responsibility for their actions.
Absolutely, and people do not like to take responsibility.
I think half of them don't know how.
No, they shy away from it because they're not shown how to do it. They should be taught at school how to take responsibility for you.
Yeah. It is all... Well, no matter what, Clint, you can honestly say it's starting to break down, isn't it?
Oh God, it's going to go into a revolutionary mess.
Yeah.
Which is what's happening around the world right now.
Yeah, it is. And as I said, people are starting to question. And maybe it's only 1 in 10, but it's one more than it was.
Yeah, but that one then speaks to 10, that then speaks to 100.
Exactly. It's got to perpetuate. It's got to.
That's an amazing word, perpetuate. I like that, yeah.
It's good on a Sunday evening, isn't it?
It is. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all. We're going to have to go in a minute.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Sylvie. I don't know where... I mean, I know when I contact you, you said, well, what are we going to talk about? You're going to talk about this and that. I said, and I just sent you, well, we'll just talk about whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And we always find something to talk about because there is so much to talk about.
Yeah. Well, I could talk about spirit forever and a day, but and I have done for the last 50 years. But
I know. I know. If
I
people...
don't really want to know whether that cushion matches the settee or not.
Yeah. Or my fantastic car that sits outside or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I wish you well, my love.
Well, if anyone wants to get hold of you, Sylvie, how will they do that?
Well, they can get me on Facebook through your link.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Names on Facebook and everything, so they can do that.
Yeah, I'm there. So, yeah, no problem.
I haven't forgot about you, Sylvie, either.
I know you haven't. We'll catch up soon when we're less busy.
Yes. Well, hopefully it's going to calm down a bit, yeah.
You're looking well, I'm pleased to say.
Well, that's very kind. Thank you very much. Yes. Thank you very much.
All right, my love. Take care.
All right. Thanks a lot. No
Bye-bye.
problem. Thanks, Sylvie. Bye. Sylvie now. What a lovely lady she is. Really, really nice. Been on the show a few times. Really lovely lady. We have got, coming up next, we haven't got Warren Kylo tonight, unfortunately. So we have a little bit of an extended time with Tonya and Francis Greywolf, which are on the phone now. Hello, Tonya.
Hi, Clint.
How are you? It's fantastic to have you back in the... I'm giving you big hugs in the family embracement of the Inview.
Thank you for my goodness, your nice words. Well, I have a little bit since the last time we came on. Of course, there's so much going on for all of us. But I decided actually, it's for me it's nothing I can shut up anymore. Okay.
No, you say whatever you want to say, Tonya. That's fine.
So basically, with all that, I know you said earlier that COVID, that you are bored about it. Okay, I am too. But what I really want to say is there is much more going on behind the scenes.
I know.
Than we actually can imagine. And this stuff is going on since many of years.
Yeah.
Now, we are right now in the Lionsgate. Okay.
I know, yeah, it is Lionsgate. Did you want to just explain to people what Lionsgate is, if they don't know?
Well, if I can explain it, so basically it's the high point was on the 8th, was yesterday, 8th of August. And it's like my husband Francis said, an astrological alignment.
Yeah.
But it's also an opening of a stargate.
Yeah.
Where we basically shift in a different frequency as well.
Yeah.
But also this time is a very good time of literally manifesting the best outcome we can think of.
Yeah.
Okay. And it also will allow us the contact of our star people.
Yeah.
Right. Francis will talk a little bit later about that.
Yeah.
So
there and people just to stop you one sec, people that are out there thinking, well, I don't believe that, whatever. We're actually, none of us are from this planet. We're all star people. We're all down here on an adventure.
Yeah. It's you are absolutely right. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Okay. Yeah. And what I want to say, some of the things, some of you might be or might not be aware. What we need to do really is not just to be on the spiritual side, but we also need to be a truth warrior. Yeah. Okay. So and no matter how negative maybe the truths are, at least we know that is the complete truth and nothing but the truth.
Yeah.
Okay? Because then once we know the real truth, and as I always say, people don't need to believe me, but if you can all research for yourself and use your common sense, we all have common sense, okay? Then we will find the complete truth.
I think to play devil's advocate with what you're saying in a way.
Yeah.
It's the fact that for people with inside themselves, because there are some people who say, well, it's just your truth. But the fact is it's not, because, you know, the truth is you see very quickly that your truth aligns with another truth of another person. And before you know it, there's a growing army of people that know the same thing that you know.
Yeah. And the thing is, I give you an example. What happened just recently, or yesterday, we were in Glastonbury, okay? And some people, they're wearing masks, and some people, they don't.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to say to the whole situation, first of all, wearing a mask doesn't get us the right oxygen. So it stops our oxygen flow in our brain.
And we have hundreds of thousands of viruses in our own mouth.
Exactly. And it would be the same, like a good friend of mine, Lisa, said, it would be the same after 4.5 months of not wearing masks. Now we are supposed to be wearing masks. It would be the same like you ask a 5 months pregnant woman to use a condom of not getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, this is ridiculous. And but also we are the people. So all what we have been shown in the media is all their plan. So what I recommend to people, first of all, if they really want to know the truth, to do their own research.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about watching maybe a few videos somewhere, okay? I'm talking about really digging in. And,
digging underneath the wire, yeah.
Yeah, and really dig in, and you will find the things what they are trying to hide in front of us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, you know that more than anyone, because both you and Francis, I mean, on the same tack in a way. When I was talking about earlier on, I think I mentioned something about beings, aliens. I don't necessarily like the word aliens, but I mean, you know, it's when most people believe in that phenomena, right? Because it's real, because it actually is happening, but it's happening because no one actually tells you anything about it. But then there's other people that are groundbreakers that do. You know, I mentioned last week, I'm going to mention these names, and last week I got crashed. So hopefully I won't get crashed again. But, you know, you've got people like that poor man that was in exile in the Ecuadorian Assange, that brought out a truth. You've got Edward Snowden that brought out a truth. And you got the guy that I forgot, it's gone out of my head, but the guy that actually who had Asperger's and all sorts, it come to me, McKinnon.
Oh, yeah.
Who released information. All these people are keys. They give people things. They're seeing things, they're showing things, and then they have to come out and say it. Do you know what I mean? So your bigger picture is much bigger than just COVID-19 and Black Lives Matters or any other bloody rubbish we have.
Yes. And the thing is also, Clint, that there are several agendas running under the name of COVID. And we as spiritual people, it's not enough to just erect, I say that, to be spiritual.
No, it's not.
It's not. Okay, I always try to empower people and give hope, of course. But to be spiritual is not just only pink fluffy love.
No, and it's not hugging trees. We got to be real.
Absolutely, we got to be real, and we got to be true.
Yes.
Okay, and so what I have a huge difficulty at the moment is this all that pedophilia what's going on.
Yeah, I know. I was going to talk to you about that. Yeah.
Well, like I said, it's this is the true, but you will not find that in the main media, because the main media is completely bought.
Absolutely.
From the cabal, or however you want to call them.
Illuminati. Well, it's all sewn up. They won't report anything about it.
Exactly, and it's time now for us to not be compliant.
Yeah.
You know, so basically, this is a like where my mom is on there for the first time here. She's listening, and she just said it's a cover. It's just a smoke screen to hide our more dangerous agenda.
Yeah.
And yet, we need to. We are here to rise up as a group of humanity has to rise up, okay, and not accept the things like they are doing with us, because all they do is wanting control. They want to control us all. And if we, like for example, with the mask again, there is on their official website, on the government page website, there is an exemption card for against wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Right? Now, first of all, they don't want any proof, I say that in brackets, to get that exemption card. Okay?
Yeah.
So we have been, since they have been putting the mask thing up, I have not seen in any shop this a mask.
Yeah.
Okay? And
no I haven't either. I haven't seen it. And I was in a shop earlier on where I completely forgot about putting a mask on. I don't like them anyway. And I walked in this, it was a co-op, and I walked in there and walked around. There weren't many people in there. And I went to the desk, and there was a young girl behind the counter. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, I ain't got my mask on." She said, "I think it's a load of shit."
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like my mom said, it's a smoke screen and it's a cover for their agendas.
Yeah.
But if we really want to be spiritual warriors, okay, then we got to do our work of finding out the truth.
Absolutely.
Because that gets rid of the fear as well.
And it's no good.
What's
I agree. And it's no good people saying, well, what can I do? I'm only one person. You're not one person, because when you open the doorway to the knowledge and wisdom of what you carry inside yourself, and as you know, like you, I've been researching for years, and you know when something's right or wrong. And you know, it's not a running with people. It's actually sitting with people that actually know what you're talking about is real.
Yeah.
That's why I do this show, because you know, we are lied to on a scale you would not believe. Pedophilia is only the beginning of it.
Yeah, exactly. And we, I also want to say, we are also not here of being aggressive to somebody who has maybe a different opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe people. There are people who are not all the way fully awake yet. Okay, we all are going to our own.
We're all going for our own shit.
Yes, and we got to do it.
Yeah.
But what I see many times, especially from spiritual people, that they are attacking each other only because somebody has maybe a different opinion of some topics, and instead of attacking each other, they should just accept everybody as an individual and their own opinion.
Yeah, but they're very clever how they're going about this, aren't they? Because in a way, what they're doing is they're leaving everything so suspended in a place that there's no real definition. You know, if we're in, say, for instance, North Korea, or we're in France, they say, you do this and you don't do this. That's it. But in this country, what they're saying is, we don't expect you to do this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we know you will.
Exactly. And the herd instinct, Francis is just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. We are breaking away from the herd, and we have to. But also we should definitely not be aggressive to other people who have a different timeline in their home.
No, because we have no right to do that.
Yeah.
We have no right to do that. But at the same time, those that disagree with what we're saying, I mean, look, you know, all those yellow vests that were in France every weekend, for week in, week out in France, campaigning against the government in their needs and everything else. That hasn't gone away. It's still there.
Yeah.
It's just we don't hear about it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And this comes down to what's reported or not reported. I would hate to be a news broadcaster or reporter, because I would want to tell them the truth, because you would see it.
Yes, but this is exactly what I'm saying. We are the news now.
Yes, we are. I agree.
So
this show is news.
Yes, exactly. And
you are news. Francis is news.
Yes. And everybody we have actually the duty to find out the truth and bring it out.
And you know what that's called? That's called extrasensory perception.
Yes. And what I want to say, yes, of course, there are a lot of people who are in fear and they are scared. Yes, and I get this, because how can they not? Because their whole life they have been told so and so, and for the people this is normal. Okay, so how can they? Of course, they will be scared if they find out it hasn't been that way. Okay.
I'm sure
Of course.
Francis would say, and which I would say as well, is if a spaceship landed in the middle of Warminster, in the middle of
Yeah.
Devizes, in the middle of London, the whole of our institution, a whole of our understanding of morals, discipline, and how we're taught, what happens to us, all goes back to drawing board. Religion's finished. Everything's finished
Yes.
because
Yes.
it comes down to something that exists that only a small amount of people know, that keep us in a contained state to not actually see it. So we then have to go and investigate. And then there is many people like you, like me, like Francis, that are out there looking and searching for that truth.
Yes. Yes. and then we as a human race, we are the people. We can raise above it.
Yes.
And I tell you something else. The dark side. So it's basically we have to make a decision. It's not about politics. Okay. It's not about COVID.
No, it's not.
Else. The question is, which side are we aligning ourselves?
Yeah.
Are we trying to be good people, or will we be good people doing the good for everyone?
Yeah.
Or are we aligning ourselves on the dark agenda?
I think one of the problems, Tonya, is the fact people don't realise they even have that choice.
Yeah.
They sit in a place where they have an historical element from birth, where they have historical elements from past elders and people in their family. This is the way you behave. This is how you conduct yourself. We don't do this and we don't do that. And the British are absolutely paranoid. Not like the French. The British are paranoid about kicking up a stink.
Yeah. And it's crazy, but that's also Boris Johnson and Cummings and all of those people. They don't know what they should guide us now, because there is no more funding going on. Okay, and this is what a lot of people don't know. So the public health response to COVID is delegated from who? From CC, I don't know the American CC.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
So, but they are all controlled by people like Bill Gates and George Soros, and other people.
Corporations. They're controlled by corporations.
Exactly. So, but what I heard and what I know, and I'm not, I know that to be fact, because I am not just watching videos or something. I'm going really deep and dig deep, and I get also information from my guys and my beings around me as well. There is no more funding going from the WHO and to public health over to our puppets. And that's why they don't know themselves what to guide us anymore.
No, because it's to be honest, the things we're talking about, some of them don't even know about it.
Yeah,
they're just puppets. That's all they are. Can I just say that Veronica with a K, Griffin has joined us. Never listened to the show before. Welcome along, Veronica Griffin. She says, "Hi, I'm listening here for the first time. It's time to speak out. Information is everything." I know you replied to her there and said cover is just a smokescreen to hide other more dangerous agendas. Jason McCusbro says saying there are no extraterrestrial life out there is like taking a teaspoon with seawater, saying there's no life in the ocean.
Exactly.
And he's absolutely right, because life does exist out there, but it's not out there anymore. It's here.
It's here, and our family, friends, and extraterrestrial beings, they are already here since many years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Centuries.
They are walking among us, and as you said, we are all star beings anyway. So 80% of the people are star beings.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Francis is coming on.
Hello. I just wanted to say that only.
Hello, Francis. How are you? How are you doing?
Not too bad for an old man.
I have enormous respect for you, Francis, and I do with Tonya as well. You're lovely people, and real people. That's what I would say.
But the subject of the Star People was actually being raised, and only today I saw a photograph on YouTube of President Trump's plane being escorted by the Palladian UFO.
Yeah.
But they are here to help humanity.
Yeah.
And the Palladians, along with the Arcturians and a couple of other the friendly star people, are making themselves known to the Russians, the Americans, the Chinese.
Yeah.
And you may want to ask yourself that with all the back engineering that's been going on since the 80s, to give us all the wonderful devices we have now with communication.
It's all alien technology, all of it.
Yes, but even though they are supposed to have crashed UFOs, and the Russians, I do believe, have an intact UFO,
yeah,
they have yet been unable to replicate the propulsion system or the aerodynamics.
Yeah.
And that is because our star people are keeping those secret for the time being until we have developed our space technology even further.
I think you're right, and I do feel like Star Wars, like what we're in really, because we all chose to be here. It's a battle against light and dark, and there is enormous amount of beings that are here of a technically advanced nature that have no soul, don't understand soul, just want to consume soul, basically. And
unfortunately, people are not aware of the evidence before them.
No, they're not. No, they're not at all.
Yeah, and I also want to say to really encourage people to research themselves. Okay, and there are enough people there like you and like many other people like us. Where I dedicate my life to the people who are now having to find out the truth. And you can mention that in a minute, darling. So that's the people who are now finding out the truth. Okay. There are so many people who are lost.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know what is going on. So, and that's where we, as the true spiritual warrior, also come in of helping those who don't know what to do with that truth. Okay, but it is really important that we find out the truth, but at the same time of not fighting against each other only because somebody has a different opinion or is not fully awake.
We have lived this before, though, Tonya and Francis. We've lived this before, because what is happening here is no different to what happened to Atlantis imploding on itself through corruption, through deceit, through lies, through not giving people what they should have, and pinning people in corners, because the repercussions of what we're in here is absolutely enormous. Forget about money. That's not the essential. It's about life. It comes down to life, people, individuals that have no money, no food, no job, no anything, that then will rebel against what exists there because they have nothing. So they have nothing to lose.
Absolutely. And that's where we are here. And Francis just said in between, there are many people who are doing a similar thing. Francis is holding a meditation service every Thursday.
Yeah, I see that,
which is, I believe it's on Facebook Messenger somehow. So he is helping people to get to our inner self, to have the communication and connection with our guides, our spirits, our own self, because we got to find out who we really are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you think? Do you feel that the touch paper is now lit, which means that, there is now a huge emergence of people that actually do not believe in anyone that is in power anymore, right around the world, not just in this country, all around the world. Because, I talked about I covered it a little bit, but I mean, this comes down to many, many years of dysfunctionality. This comes down to destabilization. This comes down to money greed, people destroying countries, making people leave countries. We have got billions of people displaced in this world right now that aren't where they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say very quickly about the meditation circle I run.
Sorry, yes, sorry, Franz.
Is that I was persuaded in April to actually start it.
I think it's brilliant.
I had to start thinking about, why do you want to meditate? You can relax in front of the TV with a glass of wine, watching your favourite program.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you can relax, but you cannot find inner peace.
No.
Through the meditation work I've been doing a meditation workshop every Thursday. It's helping people to first of all connect to their inner peace, and then connect to their inner soul as well. And I have regular listeners who actually value what I'm doing for them.
Absolutely.
And it's running well. And I said to Tonya only last Thursday that I'm not really feeling well enough to do the circle tonight. And then by 7:45, I just suddenly had a boost of energy, and I said, you know what, I've got to do the circle.
Yeah.
Because Spirit is with you.
I totally agree with you. With you.
Yeah.
And the thing is with it is a driving force. All of us in one shape. This show doesn't cost people money. It doesn't cost people money to learn something new, different, a different side of a coin. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And that's what it's about.
I'm going to thank you, Clint, for being a regular reader of the Aggressive Ladies Knitting Circle.
It's brilliant. I was going to talk to you about that. This is an immense novel with novels, I would say.
Yes. I'm actually on book 4 at the moment, but Dame Sophie has now left the knitting. It's upset an awful lot of people.
I should imagine, Francis, it's immensely relaxing to do that.
I may have to bring her back at some point in time.
Yeah. But I know, I mean, the energies, obviously none of us have seen each other for a long time because there haven't been any fairs. But I know that at some point we will be able to go out there and do fairs, and we will see each other again.
Oh, we'll be going back.
Yeah, we will be going back, but
things back in the full swing. And I know even some of the old organisers will drop out, but we'll have new ones.
Yeah.
But it's also in the meantime. So for me, for example, I'm incredibly busy now, with or without the fair, because I am talking to people.
Yes.
I'm talking to people on the phone because they need to get it off their chest.
Yeah.
Okay. They need to find their.
It's a download. They need to download. They need to shed.
Exactly. So, but also, as you said before, that nature, again, and I said that so many times, nature is so important that we get back to our nature connection.
Yeah.
Go up, go and hug a tree, or go and walk with barefooted on the grass.
Listen to the wind, listen to the birds, listen to the leaves, just listen.
Exactly. And so those things, of course, people now more realizing this, especially during the lockdown stuff, that this is something they needed to. We all need to do that, to go in nature. Okay. So when the people are going out now in their gardens or in parks or whatever, you are out in nature, which brings us back to ourselves. We are part of it. And I want to say, looking at the time already, because I know you have other.
I know. It's okay. It's okay. I love talking to you two. You're immensely knowledgeable, both of you, and I have enormous respect for both of you as well. And you're elders within the reality we're in. And I mean, I'm so pleased Francis is doing his meditation and everything. I'm so pleased he's doing the knitting circle as well, because in a way there's healing in that as well. You know, everything we do has a healing element to it.
Yeah, that's very true. And thank you so much for your kind words, because you are also an amazing light being who is always there and is always telling your truth. Okay?
Yeah.
And for that, I want to also very, very much thank you, Clint. Okay?
That's very kind. Thank you. Thank you.
But I'm offering here, and I'm not charging for it either, because I'm not interested in money. Okay? Money is something. Money is just a thing to pay things off. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. But,
well, money don't exist anyway. No.
Yeah. And so I'm not interested in that, and I have everything I need, because once we all step in our true point of acting who we really are and what we are supposed to be doing here, because we all have a mission here, then money things, they become not important anymore, and that is the true spirit of humanity. Okay, but helping each other. But I just want to say to you, to some of the listeners as well, if you just want to chat, contact me. Okay.
Yeah.
Just contact me. If you don't know where you want to put your thoughts in, or get all this confusion with COVID, or what is true and what is not, talk to me. I'm as you know, I like talking and I like connecting, but I know also that I can help people to open up, of seeing the truth, and also to cope better with that.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to connect with you, they can connect with you on Facebook under Tonya Huntingwolf.
Yeah.
Veronica Griffin, with a K, has said, if possible, go barefoot, just get balanced by Mother Earth. That is so true.
Yeah, that is true. And by the way, Veronica Griffin is my mom.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Hello, Veronica.
Yeah. So she's here the first time, and I told her about it, and so that's the first time that she's on here.
Wow.
Yeah, so she's a big teacher for me, always was and always will be, because she has a really, really, really true connection to Mother Earth.
Yeah.
Really in a very, very, very deep level. And she has always taught me that to stay positive and to stay in the light and to always stay true.
Yeah.
As well. Okay, so that's the main thing. What I want.
She's a very wise lady. I'll tell you, wise soul, and I do sense, technically, there is a massive, humongous Viking connection with her.
Yeah. Yes.
I sense that.
Yeah, and of course you have met her before.
Yes, I have. Yeah, lovely lady. Yes.
Yeah, you have met her. But what I'm saying here, so really we are in the age of, we are going in the age of Aquarius anyway. We are golden in the golden time. There's another word for it. I forgot the word for it. Golden age. That's what I wanted to say. Even right now, when the things look not so positive, they are going in the right direction, because we will become free from all of that.
Yeah.
But we got to do our own work, and we got to dig deep, even if that is a very uncomfortable truth.
Yeah, because we have to. You're right.
Yeah. And then stand up for the right things, and we got to do it together. I said it so many times and years. We can do it together as all of us. Okay, and it doesn't matter if somebody has a different opinion of something. We don't need to attack that person only because that person has a different opinion.
Yeah.
We can still, respect that person for who they are.
Absolutely.
Because they are at a different point of their own development in working with themselves. And not everybody can see the truth right away.
No. And again, for people out there, when we say we see the truth or what the truth is, that is a truth that exists inside us that resonates through an intuition or an understanding inside ourselves. That is not a truth that we believe for what other people say. It's what we feel, what we live in, what we engage in, what we put our clothes on with. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And
and it makes you what you are. It makes Francis what he is, and it makes me what I am.
Exactly. And I just want to say that I really do love you all and appreciate you all. Okay. And I know we are very, very, very late. I think you have Matthew, I think, or someone coming up.
I have someone coming up. Yeah. Don't worry. That's all right. That's okay. We never run the time here.
I really want to speak longer, but whoever wants to speak about those things and also where I can enlighten you a little bit what really is going on this planet, then please contact me, okay? And I will do my very best to help you to understanding what really is going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And I give you all big hugs.
Absolutely.
And lots of love. And thank you for your love and your light and what you are representing always.
Thank you. And it's fantastic having you on, Tonya. Tonya Hunting Wolf, you can get hold of on Facebook, and obviously Francis as well, Francis Greywolf, Francis Billington, who you can actually contact as well. Two immensely very strong, very elder stated people in this reality, and you know, they know things, and when they speak they mean sense. It's not nonsense, it's reality, absolute reality. And I've known these people a very long time, and you know, their words are a bond. You know what I mean?
Thank you so much, Clint.
All right. And we will see each other soon. And we get you on again in a couple of months or whatever, or a month or so, whatever.
Yeah, and we will see you. Absolutely. I have no doubt about it. Okay. So thank you so much for everything of coming on again.
No problem.
And, I send love to everyone who's listening. Thank you so much.
No worries. And we will speak soon, Tonya.
Thank you.
And Francis.
So okay.
All right. Thanks a lot. Bye. The amazing Tonya Francis and Francis Greywolf or Francis Billington. Amazing people. I'm always so honoured to have them on the show because they are immensely special people in this reality. Anyone in spirituality will know Tonya and Francis. They are very light, they're very knowledgeable, and they're givers in this reality as well. And they help people. And that's what it's about. Matthew John said the truth hurts, and that's why most malfunction when they are told some truth. The truth is absolute. It does not change because of your perspective. You're absolutely right. And you know, this is not a truth about what somebody else says to you. It's a feeling. It's an emotion. It's something that's stirred up inside you that happens that makes you feel that's not right. That's not right. And then you look into it with inside yourself. You know it's not. And then before you know it, loads of other people in your arena know that as well at the same time without actually even discussing it. So that's what we're calling universal truth. And welcome along, Matthew John. And thank you very much for listening, Veronica Griffin. That is Tonya's mum. That's lovely. We haven't got Warren Kaylor on tonight, unfortunately. He will be on a future show. We will have up next a surprise special guest. I have no idea what he's going to talk about. But his name is Tobias Fly. Tobias is an immensely unusual name. Tobias, Tobias, fly, international spy. I don't know whether he's going to come on and talk about his spying or what he does or whatever, but he will be on very shortly, where we will find out what he's going to talk about. I'd like to thank you all for listening tonight, first of all. I'd like to thank all of the guests so far tonight. It's been absolutely amazing. Sorry, it's such a shame Warren's not on tonight. It'd been his first time, but he will be on a future show. He does send his apologies. I don't know exactly why he's not on, but I know that if he could be on, he would be. And just to let you know what's coming up in future shows, we have got coming up next week. We have got Andy and Denise from the Sanger House, which have been on before at Taunton. Kerry Wallace, Viv Johnson, and Teresa Sell have been giving our guidance in our stars for this month, and perhaps a little bit into next. 23rd of August, we've got Mags Cully, Patrick Gamble, and Linda Bassett, all on very, very powerful figures within the realms of spirituality, and all have immense knowledge and wisdom. That's what the show's about. And then the 30th, we have Louise Love, Barbara Hennessy, Karen Price, and Nicola Parkinson. And future guests coming up will be Graham Hicks, and lots of other people being booked in for September as well. I hope you're enjoying the show. This is very different. I'd just like to say that I'd like to thank the person that put together the amazing thing that goes out to tell you on the show, gives it a bit of panaz and everything. That's absolutely brilliant. And can I say that person also is working very hard in the background at the moment, that within 2 weeks, we will be on a platform where we will be going live from that platform onto every platform. So that will be Facebook Live, that will be YouTube Live, that will be Twitch, that will be LinkedIn, that will be Instagram, that will be every single source you can possibly imagine, which is going to broaden the spectrum of what we're doing here. And this is down to one person's work and what they're doing with that, which I'm eternally grateful. So, we're a couple of weeks away from that. But, not next week, but perhaps a week after we will be on that platform. This show is really important to me because it is very important that people come and speak whatever they want to say, whatever their view is or anything else. And we have got on the phone now, I do believe, we will have Tobias. Hello, are you there, Tobias Fly?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hello, Tobias Fly. That's a very unusual name. And it was my researchers only got it came through cryptic code, obviously, because you're a spy, in an email to my researchers where they had to decipher it and found out your name is Tobias Fly, international spy. You couldn't actually send an email and say that, could you?
Yeah, well, I have to give you some idea who I am, don't I?
I know. You sound like Tobias Fly. Were you born in the East End of London?
No, I can't divulge that sort of information, can I?
Okay. Well, where are you speaking from tonight? Oh, you're not allowed to tell us that either.
Well, I'm undercover at the moment.
Are you? What? You're in your bed?
No, it's raining.
It's raining, is it?
It's raining, yeah.
God, it's very hot here in the UK, so you're obviously not in the UK right now.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. So it's lovely to have you come on board, and we have all sorts of people come on this show, and I have no idea what they're going to talk about, but obviously, a lot of your spying is, how long have you been spying, first of all? And obviously, Tobias Fly is not your real name, is it?
No, it's not my real name. No.
Okay. I'm not going to ask you what that is, by the way.
No, I can't divulge that information. But you can see, thing is, how long have I been spying? I've been spying about 1.5 weeks.
I thought you were going to say 10 years.
No, Now, I answered an advertisement, didn't I?
Did you? What was that in the newspaper?
Yeah, it's in the Spy Weekly.
Spy Weekly. Was that MFI advertising?
Now it's Spies Are Us.
Spies Are Us. All right. Okay. So are you still in training at the moment? Are you in boot camp?
No, I've been on the train. I'm now in Egypt. I'm looking for another agent. I've got to find her. Well, I presume it's her, but you never know these days, do you?
Wow. And the fact is that you've only been in this job a week and a half. What did you have to go through to become a spy?
Well, I had to meet these 2 or 3 people in this room. And they turned around to me. They said, "Oi, why do you want to be a spy?" I said, "Because I like James Bond.
Right.
And I like all sorts of spy films, things like that." And they said, "Right, you got 2 more questions. If you answer them correctly, you can be a spy for us."
My God. Is that for the British government, or you can't say?
I can't say.
Oh, right.
Can't say. But the second question was, "Do you have any family?" I said, "No, I don't have my family. It's just me."
Okay.
But yeah, I've got my dad and my mum and my aunt and my cousin. And they said, "That don't matter. You ain't got no immediate family." I said, "No." I said, "Right, third question. You got to think really hard about this." And they said, "What's your favourite colour?" I said, "Orange." I said, "Right, you're hired."
Surely that's not MI6 or anything like that, because they have a much more rigorous way of getting information and making sure you're the right person. So this must be somebody outside the UK that's taking you on as a spy, is it? A bit like Toys R Us, isn't it?
Used to play
Well,
around with,
I do feel that you have. I have learned years ago that actually spies carry insects because they carry nanotech